Guys, what's up? It is Doug, and welcome to another edition of Spooky Village. And today we're doing my top 5 Halloween Village buildings of 2023 with one honorable mention. So if you've never seen me do one of these countdowns before, I kind of weigh a few things. Of course, it's my own opinion, so take that for what it's worth. But I try and weigh some different things where cost, availability, theming, some certain things like that. So what you see at the top or on this list isn't always like my personal favorite theme, but it's buildings that I think are kind of, I guess, can't miss, if you will. And I try and weigh all the stuff as good as I can, but ultimately this is just for fun, so take it as such. All right, let's start with an honorable mention. The Haunted Estates. This is Lemax Spooky Town. It's the facade for this year. It's an honorable mention because, well, it's not really a building. A couple of people actually asked, what is a facade? What's the difference in the comments whenever I was talking about this building? It is because it's supposed to look like several buildings, but it really just is the front of the building. It's just a facade, basically. Lemax has been doing this for the last couple of years with Spooky Town. They've got 2 of them now, including this one, but they've been doing it for a little while with their holiday series. So it's not technically a building, but I love this one. The theming is on point. It's beautiful. I cannot wait to eventually have enough of these where I can do a full fireplace mantle in facades to where it looks like a little village that I have. All right, on to the countdown proper now. Number 5, the Full Moon Diner, Lemax Spooky Town. This is one that I went back and forth with because, the town theme isn't really my kind of thing, especially this, which is more of like an actual like monster town thing. Not totally my thing, but I love the werewolf theming. I am such a sucker for werewolves. I love werewolves. This is a piece that's got, I like the retro decor. It's just got a lot of, I don't know, I guess creativity that's gone into this one. There are some pieces that maybe don't totally work in it, like the wolf who bobs up and down on the side. I get that, but I still really, really do enjoy this piece. And I hope Lemax does more werewolf stuff. I love the figurine that goes with this as well. I think that one's going to be really collectible in the years to come. But because this building wasn't at Michael's, a lot of people haven't seen this. You'd have to order from a dealer. And, I really think out of everything that's going to be on this list, this is going to be one of the most collectible just because I don't know in the future how many are going to have had this or how many it's going to sell because it wasn't at Michael's and it's kind of a unique, type of theme, or at least its own thing, I guess, with werewolves. So yeah, werewolves, I'm there. I hope Lemax does more of this. It's a lot of fun. The building's just a lot of fun, plain and simple. And this is a very fun, spooky town to me, even though it's not necessarily like traditional theming. So the Full Moon Diner comes in at number 5. Number 4 is the House of Shadows. So the top 4 here are very, very tricky to pick out this year because I really, really like the top 4. So the House of Shadows is the traditional haunted house, which I am a massive sucker for a good haunted house, and this is a really good one. The lighting on this one is fantastic. The pricing on this is good. I think that, for a house that doesn't have a lot of like the animation stuff going on, normally the haunted houses, well, I won't say normally, but a lot of times the haunted houses are kind of showpieces for animation. This one is a lot more understated, but I like it. It looks spooky, just very, very traditional. And I love the, what it looks like with the windows when they're lit up. I just think it looks very spooky. Great use of multiple types of lighting in this one. I really struggled where to put it. This could have gone higher, but ultimately I decided to put it here. But I love a good haunted house, and the House of Shadows is that. Number 3 is Samantha Supernatural. So again, I'm going to say this with all these. It was very tough to kind of finagle them at the top here in the top 4, but man, this one just absolutely grabbed me when I saw it in person. That some of them do that, some of them don't. This one I actually did think I was going to like. I had a predisposition to liking it from the pictures. I thought it looked well themed, but seeing it in person, it just looks beautiful. If you can get it for either, from a dealer or from Michael's with a good coupon, I think it's a good price too, very well lit. I love the theming on this one. It is adorable. It's nostalgic. I love those cutouts. It just kind of looks unique with the way those cutouts are. You just don't see a lot of the Lemax buildings like this. This is very Department 56-ish. It's maybe a smidge small. I've seen some people talk about that. I guess it could be a little bit bigger. I'd probably agree with that, but I think it works very well for like a trick-or-treat village. You can use it in a town. There's various themes you can use it for, but I love this one. You're going to see this one in a trick-or-treat village whenever I do another trick-or-treat village in the coming future here. I know for a lot of folks, this is the piece of the year, and really the top three I'm going to talk about here. I've seen a lot of people talk about these top three, so they can be interchangeable that way. But yeah, this one, the theming is just on point, and if you're looking for a really nice piece that doesn't break the bank, I think this is the one for you. Samantha Supernatural is awesome. Number 2, we're going to Department 56, the Kraken house. And I did not review this on the channel this year. I could not swing it this year. I had so much stuff going on. I do plan to buy this one eventually, and I hope we do get to see a review. I have seen this one, though, at a dealer. Pictures here. This is from my buddy Landon at the Halloween Villages channel. You should check him out. Thank you, Landon, for letting me use the pictures. He absolutely loves this building, too. Most who have seen this one, including some dealers I've talked to, absolutely love it. Now, I thought about going back and forth on where to put this one, but ultimately it's very expensive. It's over $200, and with Department 56, they don't do coupons per se. The price is typically what it is. Now, sometimes you can get a deal at a dealer if they're running 10% off, 20% off, but it's not like coupons. Department 56 doesn't work that way, so pretty much no matter, how you shake it, it's going to be an expensive piece. But it is one of the most immaculately themed trick-or-treat houses you will ever find. Now, some people do not like the theming on it because it's not a traditional theme. Like the Kraken, right? Sea monster. It's not traditional, but I love it though. Kraken and sea monsters keep becoming more popular, and I could totally see a house decorated like this, somebody just going over the top. And kudos to Department 56 for really bringing it here, because this is part of the Trick or Treat Lane series, which is supposed to be for the really over-decorated houses that you would find. And they always have ones, every year one of these is released, and it's themed with like Pumpkin House, Scarecrow House, right? And really in recent years, even though the Cemetery House, I know that one, a lot of people really like that one, I feel like they haven't really gone overboard with the theming that these houses really should be. And so it was really, really nice to see that this one, is really just done up crazy, because the lighting looks awesome. The green looks killer. It's expensive, but this is an awesome one. I hope Department 56 produces this for a while. It's going to continue to be popular. It is a standout piece. It looks amazing. And in talking to folks who have this is their piece of the year. If you love trick-or-treat houses, I don't know how you could get this one, unless you absolutely hate the theming, I suppose. But man, I love it, and I hope Department 56 keeps doing this with the Trick-or-Treat Lane series. I think this is the best one since the Black Cat Flat from 2018. Number 1, my piece of the year. This is the Lemax Spooky Town Wicked Garden Coven. Anyone who saw my review of this, a few weeks ago, this isn't going to surprise you where this is. This building blew me away. It was one that I was really not even that interested in whenever I saw the pics and video earlier this year. I mean, it looked cool, like it looked like a good witch piece, but I guess it didn't really grab me. Seeing it in person, though, it just grabbed me. I don't know what to say. I wish I could be more descriptive with it, but it just called to me. And when you see it lit up, man, this looks beautiful. It is a very, very traditional Halloween piece. It looks like a house in the woods. Very well themed with the witches. The lighting is great on it. I don't really run soundtracks much, but even the soundtrack I think is kind of fun on this one. But it just looks very cool, very traditional. And, witches are one of the most popular themes. I mean, Lemax has been doing it forever. Department 56 even has a line devoted to it. So, kudos to Lemax here. They've really done some good jobs in recent years with some of the witch pieces. And this one here really just takes it to the next level, and you're going to see that in my display whenever I do it this year. All right, guys, let me know in the comments. What do you think? What does your list look like? Do you disagree? Do you agree? I try and do this with a little bit of criteria, but ultimately it's kind of fast and loose, and it's just fun to do this every year. So, it's just my opinion, so take that for what it's worth. But, I can't wait to finally start building my display. That's what I'm going to be doing here. As far as the videos coming up here, you're going to see some miscellaneous ones that I've got. I think I'm doing a candle collaboration with a friend. You might see a candle review or two. And who knows, maybe a piece of decor or something else. But I'm going to be toiling away here at my display. I don't actually anticipate putting the display up until probably early September-ish. I typically like to do it then. I like to wait. And that's also a bunch of stuff going on too in the next couple weeks here, with back to school and all that. But you will see at least one video with my display in it. Maybe multiple ones depending how I do with the behind the scenes, the building of it. We'll see. There are other people I can promise you who do better how-tos out there. Carl does an amazing job. probably the best how-to channel that's out there as far as specifically Halloween villages. You know, I'm actually using some of his techniques as well as some other modelers that I follow. So I'm really excited. It's been a while since I've done one of these actual displays, but you'll see me talk about it soon. All right, until then, though, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a fun season, continues to be. Thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Thank you to all the commenters. You know, thank you to everybody for helping me hit 10K this year. And yeah, I just really, really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon.